You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Trump biographer exposes how he is doomed to drag the GOP down with him, based on an article by Thomas Kika. Trump is not dragging the GOP. The GOP chose the tow rope. The source's point and its limits. The reporting here is simple enough. Michael Wolff says Donald Trump's second-term conduct, his self-interest, and his political toxicity are setting Republicans up for midterm losses. That is plausible as far as it goes, but it is still too soft on the actual structure of power. This is not a party suffering from bad luck. It is a party subordinating itself to a man it knows will burn its candidates down. Who holds the power? Trump holds the real institutional leverage. He is not merely the president in name and the party's symbolic center. He is the gatekeeper, the endorser, the loyalty test, and the source of fear. Republican candidates are not operating in a free political market. They are running inside a system he dominates. That matters because it changes the moral arithmetic. The candidates are not just unlucky passengers. They are participants in a machine built around submission to Trump's interests, even when those interests are obvious liabilities. This was enabled, not accidentally inflicted. Wolff's language leans on failure and psychological factor, which makes the whole thing sound like drift. It is not drift. The outcome described here was enabled by Republicans who kept handing Trump the party's machinery, its nominations, and its discipline. He has taken great pride in pushing endorsed candidates through primaries, and the article notes that those same candidates are likely to fare badly in the general election. That is not a glitch in the system. It is the system. Primary voters are used to install loyalists, then those loyalists are sent into general elections carrying the dead weight of Trump's self-obsession and the party's cowardice. The framing soft pedals the harm. The article treats Trump as irresponsible, which is accurate but insufficient. Irresponsibility suggests sloppiness. What is described here looks more like deliberate political damage done in full view of the people paying for it. Republican leaders know what Trump does to their coalition. They know he alienates voters. They know he undermines down-ballot candidates. They know he is not building a governing majority so much as using the party as a personal shield. Yet they keep letting him do it because the alternative is confronting the authoritarian center of their own coalition. The pattern: party loyalty as self-harm. This story reveals a familiar authoritarian pattern. A party sacrifices its own institutional health to preserve the dominance of a leader whose power depends on grievance, fear, and personal control. The interest of the party becomes secondary to the survival of the man at the top. That is why the midterm losses described here would not just be a rebuke from voters. They would be a consequence of Republican governance by submission. Trump is not accidentally cutting the party out. He is hollowing it out while its elected officials stand nearby and call it strategy. The real lesson: if Republicans lose Congress, the cause will not be some mysterious wind against them. It will be the predictable result of letting one man convert a political party into a vehicle for his own survival. The article is right that Trump is undermining his candidates. It stops short of naming the harder truth. They built their careers on accepting that undermining as the price of admission. That is the larger pattern. When a party organizes itself around personal loyalty instead of democratic accountability, electoral damage is not an exception. It is the business model. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Alternet for today's article. With the automated voice of Amy, thanks for listening.